What do you think about Kamala Harris?
I think they say she phony and fake, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I'm like Trump saying, you know, what are you, you know? So I'm not feeling her. People get mad about it, I'm just not feeling her.
Day 2 of the DNC is now complete, and we were lucky enough to hear from Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, two of the most exciting figures the left has to offer, and they were happy to come out and sing the praises of Kamala Harris. Never mind the fact that she was a laughingstock just 2 months ago and everyone actually wanted her gone. And of course, never mind the fact that she did not win one primary to earn this nomination. She was just simply hoisted on the Democrat voters, and I think that's going to bear some fruit later on, but we'll have to see. So without further ado, let's jump into what they had to say.
Now, it won't be easy. The other side knows it's easier to play on people's fears and cynicism, always has been. They will tell you that government is inherently corrupt, that sacrifice and generosity are for suckers. And since the game is rigged, it's okay to take what you want and just look after your own. That's the easy path. We have a different task. Our job is to convince people that democracy can actually deliver.
Okay, this is completely laughable. Barack Obama is out there saying right now that the Republicans are trying to play on your fears. Which party is trying to say that Donald Trump will be the end of democracy? Which party is saying that Donald Trump is literally Hitler? Which party is saying that Donald Trump is a horrible, terrible, awful racist and must be stopped at all costs, right? Which one's really playing on the fears? And of course, also he says, oh, they want you to believe, they meaning of course the Republicans, the right, that government is corrupt. Guess who else believed that? The founding fathers. That's why they have mechanisms to limit government that don't always work, of course, but the point is government is the big meandering monster we want to quell, and we should always be wary of it, right? But Barack Obama is happy enough to jump right in and take over control, just like everyone else on the left, right? They want to control your lives, take away your freedoms, and prosecute you for simply having a differing opinion. And of course, also, oh, the Republicans just want to take what they can get to enrich themselves. What the heck have you done, Barack Obama? What the heck has Biden done? They have lined their pockets at the cost of the American people. This is completely insane. But of course, let's keep this going with Michelle Obama.
My mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity. She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed. They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning.
Okay, so what the left is basically famous for is saying the game is rigged against anyone who's a minority. Okay, and basically we have systemic racism in this country that stops anyone from succeeding. So we have to tackle that, and then of course we can have true equality. But here we have Michelle Obama basically saying that anyone can succeed if they're given the opportunity. Guess who's been saying that forever? The Republicans, the conservatives. Welcome to the party, although you're a little bit late. And of course then she says her mother was skeptical of people that took more than they needed. Your net worth is now over $12 million. You own several mansions, all right? You are the problem, apparently, according to your own mother. Of course, I shouldn't be surprised because she was not proud of her country until her husband was actually elected president. That's how radical she actually is. So, of course, the DNC has just turned into a big snooze fest because now they're essentially just trying to play up Kamala Harris, who is someone they couldn't stand just a few months ago. Of course, one of the big talking points from the left is, oh, we saved the economy. Everything is going really well. Look at the jobs numbers. Well, Donald Trump has something to say about that.
There has been a report that the job numbers over the last period of time were fraudulent, and I understand that because I know how the job numbers go, and if you want to be a bad person in high office, you can be a bad person, but the numbers are going to be revised, that the job numbers were far less at nobody's ever seen, if the 600,000 to 1 million people less, jobs less. And let's see if that turns out to be true.
So we all know how the jobs numbers work under Biden-Harris. They release these numbers and say, hey, look how good we did. And then later on, they get revised down. Only now they're being revised down by a huge amount. As we can see over here from the Daily Mail, U.S. jobs growth in the last year could be revised down by 1 million, refueling concerns the economy is headed for a downturn. So as much as the left tries to say, hey, everything's fine, you're not really experiencing what's actually happening out there, right? The economy is doing really good. Things are better than they've ever been. Don't trust the prices and don't trust your own bank account, right? That's what they've been saying forever because they've been cooking the books. They've been fixing and rigging the game in their favor, of course, but eventually, hopefully, the truth always comes out. And something else is really interesting here as well. From the Center of Immigration Studies, we have here a change in number of working people compared to fourth quarter of 2019. So you'll notice something right here. Blue is U.S.-born workers, and green is immigrant workers. And by the way, immigrant includes illegal and legal numbers. And as you can see, who's actually getting all of the jobs in America? From 2019, we are still down 183,000 jobs, whereas illegal and legal immigrants are up 2.8 million jobs. All right, that is exactly what's going on under the Biden economy. Americans are not working, but all of those immigrants that are coming in, illegal or otherwise, they're the ones who took our jobs. All right, so that used to be a joke, but in fact, it is reality. And that is what we're facing with the Biden-Harris administration. Of course, bringing out Barack and Michelle Obama, two people who are still, for some reason, incredibly popular on the left, was supposed to help Kamala Harris, right? Receive their endorsement and everything's going to be fine and rosy. Well, I don't think it's going to go quite that way.
The Harris-Walz campaign thinks that Obama is a good messenger for black men on the economy, black men who Joe Biden may have lost ground with and that may not be won over yet by Kamala Harris. How concerned do you think Trump world is about
I can certainly understand why Democrats would presume that. First African-American man president, right? A lot of black men respect the former president. A lot of them were excited about him when he first ran. I remember being in college at the time. However, black men have seen in many ways the erosion of their economic power. Black men are not graduating college at the same rates of black women. Men in general are not graduating from college or ascertaining the same economic gains in many regards as women. And so I do think that is a part of the reason you have seen since the end of former President Obama's tenure a movement of men, broadly speaking, to Republicans. Pew Research had some interesting data that came out a year ago that showcased that young college men are starting to move more to the conservative side. And so I think this trend is something that's slowly becoming crystallized.
Yes, that's a number they haven't quite been able to spin yet, right? The black men have left the Democrat camp and are coming over to the conservative party, which I think is totally interesting and well-deserved, because where do you want to keep your money? It's been reported that the purchasing power of African Americans has actually dropped 50% ever since Joe Biden has gotten into office. And if this is true, that's why no one's buying the story that Kamala Harris is trying to sell them, including black women, as Don Lemon was able to find out.
How are you feeling about the election?
I'm going for Trump. I feel like every time they don't want somebody who is good for us to win, they throw somebody black in our face thinking that's going to make us vote for the black person.
I voted for Obama because he was black. I don't want to vote for her because she's the first black woman to run for president or to win.
I don't vote.
I'm running for Trump, so.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why?
Yeah. I don't know. I just always been a fan of his, so that's what I'm running for.
I'm supporting Trump.
You are? Because?
Because it has to change.
Yeah.
It has to change, and now I vote more for what fits me better as a person rather than voting for the black person or voting for the first woman. So,
What do you think about Kamala Harris?
I think they say she's phony and fake, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like Trump saying, what are you, So I'm not feeling her. People get mad about it, I'm just not feeling her.
I'm going for Trump. Kamala was on Biden's team, and I don't like Biden. Gas wasn't this high when Trump was our president. Food wasn't this high. I'm going for Trump.
Now, I know this is anecdotal, but it does back up the claims that Donald Trump has been gaining with black Americans, right? They've been written off for years for the Republican Party, and yet here we are having people on the street talking to Don Lemon, no less, saying, yeah, guess what? I don't care about Kamala Harris. I don't care about the race politics. All I care about is Donald Trump getting in because things were better under him than they are now under Kamala. So as usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.